Hey and welcome to the Punium Academy channel. Today in this video I will try to walk you through the new requirements of the ISO IEC 17025-2017 and we will see the main changes in the ISO IEC 17025-2017 version together. Let's begin with this diagram representing the ISO IEC 17025 requirements. In this diagram, you can see the titles of all requirement clauses and their sub-clauses. Now I will discuss the main changes in the ISO IEC 17025-2017, which is the latest version of this international standard. Here is a list of key changes, and accordingly, ISO IEC 17025-2017 revision has implication for your laboratory management system. 1. Identify and address risk to impartiality on an ongoing basis in Clause 4.1. 2. New/changed requirements for confidentiality in Clause 4.2. 1. Stronger emphasis is on confidentiality with external providers. 2. More details are required regarding specific cases where confidentiality could be affected. 3. Word quality manager or technical management is removed in Clause 5.2. 4. Define and document range of laboratory activities for which it conforms with ISO IEC 17025 in Clause 5.3. 1. Restricts claims of conformity to the defined range. 2. Excludes externally provided laboratory activities on an ongoing basis. 5. Requires laboratory to document its procedures to the extent necessary to ensure the consistent application of its laboratory activities and the validity of the results. The extent of detail in that documentation is up to the laboratory in Clause 5.5c. 6. Define and document competence requirements of staff in Clause 6.2.2. 1. Education. 2. Qualification. 3. Training. 4. Technical knowledge. 5. Skills like capacity to evaluate the significance of laboratory activities deviations, and 6. Experience. 7. Document procedure and retain records for determining competency, selection of personnel, training, supervision, authorization and monitoring competence in Clause 6.2.5. 8. Periodically review measures and controls for environmental conditions, access and use of area, prevention of contamination, separation in Clause 6.3.4. 9. Equipment include instruments, software, standards, reference materials and data, reagents, consumables or auxiliary apparatus in Clause 6.4.1. 10. Reference materials manufacturer must have ISO 17034 for metrological traceability in Clause 6.5.2. 11. The term outsourcing is replaced by external provision in Clause 6.6. 12. Decision rules for passed not passed statement of conformity have to be communicated, documented and to be applied. Statements of conformity and associated decision rules have to be addressed during contract review. Document the decision rule employed, considering risk during reporting the statement of conformity in Clause 7.1.3 and 7.8.6. 13. All methods, procedures and test standards have to be kept up to date and available in Clause 7.2.1.2. 14. Verify capability to perform methods and maintain records in Clause 7.2.1.5. 15. Include a disclaimer in the report indicating which results may be affected by the deviation from specified conditions during handling in Clause 7.4.3. 16. Data from internal activities required to be recorded such that trends can be detected and, where practicable, statistical techniques applied in Clause 7.7.1. 17. Participation in proficiency testing provider must be accredited as per ISO IEC 17043 in Clause 7.7.2. 18. In test report, the date of issue of the report is required in Clause 7.8.2. 19. Track amendments of test reports of calibration certificates what and why in Clause 7.8.8. 20. Description of the complaints handling process be available to any interested party upon request in Clause 7.9.2. The complaint handling person not be involved in the original laboratory activities in question for information validation and independent review in Clause 7.9.6. 21. The laboratory to ensure that off-site or external providers of information management comply with applicable requirements of ISO IEC 17025 in Clause 7.11.4. 22. IT validate data integrity, data security, data protection, confidentiality, immediate action on software failure, and control on external provider if externally managed. Laboratory information management system includes both computerized and non-computerized systems in Clause 7.11. 23. New concept of Option A and Option B for management system requirements. Option A for non-ISO 9001 certified laboratory in Clause 8.1. 24. The policies and objectives to address competence, impartiality and consistent operation of the laboratory in Clause 8.2.2. 25. Risk-based thinking is no formal process is required for risk and opportunities identification and control. Due to the concept of risk, there is less black and white and more grey. This is a challenge for accreditors in Clause 8.5. 26. Management review to discuss risk, issues and monitoring activities in Clause 8.9.2. So, this all are the clause-wise summary of changes in ISO IEC 17025-2017. Hope you have understood all clause changes. Thank you so much for watching this video on the summary of changes in ISO IEC 17025 requirements. Please stay tuned for our upcoming video on the steps in measuring uncertainty in software. If you want to learn more about ISO IEC 17025 accreditation, we have a lot of courses on our website. Visit us today and click on the link below to know about the ISO IEC 17025 accreditation with training certificate. Subscribe to our channel for more educational content.